Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You know, sometimes as a collector, a soft susurrus of conversation happens, and the scent of pulp paper occupies the room. Deals get made, money changes hands. You know, I was a man at work for many years collecting paper bags of vintage paperbacks. Here, there, and everywhere. The books pile up. I was a man on the move, a man in motion, restless, hungry, craving the tight dramas and the murders and the scandalous plots. And all of that, lust and murder, and whenever possible, sinking into a comfortable chair and reading a vintage paperback. Delicious tales of reckless women, greedy men, and opportunists. It's kind of like real life. In this manner, I found myself with a stack of Bill S. Ballinger paperbacks. He was born in 1912 and he died in 1980. He left behind 30 novels. He wrote screenplays for really great TV shows like Kolchak, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, The Outer Limits, and I'm sure many more. You can look up his IMDb. Interesting guy. So I have a couple I'll show you. There's two in particular that I'm really fond of. They're among my favorite detective novels. The first is The Body in the Bed, this is the Signet paperback. And I'll have a good scan of this popping up. So this book was published originally in 1948. So we're going back a ways here. This is post-war detective fiction. It takes place in Chicago. The detective's name is Bar Breed, the Breed Detective Agency in Chicago. He has a secretary. He has their girlfriend, Sylvia. There's only two of these that I have found. I'll show you the other one. This first one is the best of the two. But really, this is a really fine detective novel for you vintage fans of detective fiction. This is great. Great cover. All right, I have to tell you about this cover. Take a good look at this cover. She's dead. So, by the way, linked down below, there's a website devoted to Bill Ballinger, and please check it out. Has a complete list of his books and some other photos. So this book opens with a guy contacting Breed, the detective, and he tells him a story. He was in bed with a woman. He climbed in bed with her, and he realized that she was dead. Study the picture. Eyes open. It's not his wife, and someone strangled her. So he wants Breed to help him solve the crime. Breed goes to the apartment where the body was, and he examines the situation, and sure enough, the woman is laying there dead. Kind of a really creepy beginning where the client, the guy, is describing to the detective of being in bed with the dead woman. Not explicit, but you get the idea here, right? And really good hard-boiled detective fiction right here. This is, from the era, he's competing with, Ballinger was competing with Raymond Chandler and Mickey Spillane and many others. And he wrote many other novels. I'll show you a couple others. But he only did the two Bar Breed detective novels. This is really well worth your time to track down The Body in the Bed, Signet paperback, or any other edition. I think there's probably other editions out there. And from 1948, this is probably a 1950 Signet reprint, and really enjoy the scene. He has I don't know much about Ballinger, except he sets this in Chicago, and he has the locations correctly described. In the second Bar Breed detective book, The Body Beautiful, right here, this is also, it's the same detective, same city. A golden corpse lay stretched out in the orchestra pit. By the way, the name of the woman that is murdered here is Coffee Stearns. I love it. he makes reference to this particular, the second book takes place in the Chicago acting theater, the theater groups in Chicago, which are still active. My mother was involved in that for many years, and so I'm familiar with that scene, and he refers to the Marlowe Theater, which of course wasn't real, but there was a theater with a similar name. I was never in it, but there was a theater in the 40s with a similar name to Marlowe. It started with an M. I forget the name of it. But anyways, so he changes things up a little bit. But this is also a very good book. All of his books that I've read are really good. He's a good crime writer, you know. But The Body in the Bed is my favorite. I rate this very high among detective novels in my collection in this overcrowded room of books. This is really probably, I would have to list it as among my top 10. If I'm limiting my top 10 to one per individual author, that's difficult to do with vintage crime novels when you're dealing with Chandler and Hammett and Spillane and many others. It's difficult to limit the best to one. But if you do that, this is one of the top 10, you know, with many others that I've covered on this channel. And then I would do The Body Beautiful. Aren't these covers great on these Signet books? Listen to this. I love the blurb. A beautiful body, inviting, even in death. Again, we get to this really creepy, descriptive thing going on here. Alive, she had been Coffee Stearns, showgirl, and she had promised to reward Private Detective Bar Breed for his patient attentions. Ooh. But that promise was never kept. Instead, Coffee Stearns lay in the orchestra pit of the Marlowe Theater, a long knife in her lovely gold-painted back. If that doesn't get you to read this book, I don't know what will. Really fun. So these are my two favorite Ballinger books, okay? Right here, blah, 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 blah. I got scans coming up. I don't know why. I don't know anything about the guy, really, except there is a website, like I said. I don't know why he didn't continue the series. And if he did, please educate me. Because if he did, I would love to read them. I'm not familiar that he did. I think I only see a listing for 2. I also have Portrait and Smoke, which is a drama. And what was the year on this? Portrait and Smoke was 1950, which is, this is it's a drama. I don't know how to describe it. It was very well done. Ballinger is a good writer. And then I have The Darkening Door, which is Lost Woman through the sinister, dimly lit streets of New York's slums from Chicago to New York. He does mix it up in his books. I've read quite a few others. A beautiful lost woman moves, a millionaire's wife caught in the grip of drugs, victimized by the criminals who prey on addicts. Another drama. These are good books. I have a picture on the back of this one. I'll scan it. Yeah, I've scanned it. I'll pop it up so you can get a look at what Ballinger looked like. I have some others, but I wanted to put these out as a quick episode for you to seek out the books, to enjoy them, especially these 2 Bar Breed detective novels, which I really like. Again, The Body in the Bed, I would rate it in my top 10 of my favorites. We're talking about an opinion here. Nothing more than an opinion. We all have them. I would put The Body in the Bed among my top favorite detective novels. That means it's going to be up there with I, the Jury, Mickey Spillane, The Lady in the Lake by Raymond Chandler, The Maltese Falcon by Hammett, and who knows what else. Frank Kane. And there's all sorts of stuff. Edward Aarons, John D. McDonald, on and on. So anyways, there you have some vintage paperback recommendations. I haven't done that in a while. And I thought, well, I'd do a shorter episode instead of the usual, on and give you a break from that, and try and keep this to, 10 minutes, if I can? And when I started this channel, they were 3-minute episodes because I didn't know what I was doing. Then I got long-winded, and now I'm trying to cut back a little bit. Hey, guys, I'm doing my best here. Anyways, that's it for this month. I will see you next month with another thrill-packed, riveting episode from a den where I am constantly covered in books. Stay well, stay happy. Feed your beautiful minds. Read a book.